Greetings to you all this evening. In the 1950s and the 1960s, made great migration into this town for work from overseas, from mainly the United Kingdom, the Pacific Islands, and the Netherlands. Those migrations are still continuing till today, so I'd like to welcome those people. Welcome, namaste, ni hao, malo lelei, talofa lava, and kia orana. It's a good thing having a prize giving on a Friday night because we don't get many people. We normally have them all down there and down the back there. But thank you for attending the 2018 Senior Academic Prize Giving at Tokoro High School. The parents and family members who've come here to support, thank you very much, and we acknowledge and I congratulate the achievements of the young people receiving awards today. I welcome the presence of our local MP, Louise Upston. Thank you for taking the time out for being with us again, and thank you for the gym. That wonderful facility. And I think a lot of the building projects that have been happening in the last few years, Louise can take credit for a lot of that because it's happened under her watch as the MP of this district. So thank you, Louise. Also the presence of our Mayor, Jenny Shattuck. And when we opened the gym, Jenny got up here and says that she wasn't really good at sports in the school. And I thought, no, she's lying. Because I don't remember her as that. We were here together in 1969, so I thought, no. I remember her as a sprinter, as a cross-country runner, as a person who played badminton, netball, at that time we called it outdoor basketball, and basketball, which we called indoor basketball. And I remember her playing all these sports, so I thought, I'll go and grab the 1969 yearbook, and sure enough, there it is. Let me say, there. On page 26, our mayor in 1969 at the Athletics Zone meeting in Preparo, it's now called the Mid-Islands, second in the 75-yard sprint, third in the 100-yard sprint. And then apart from sport, I found something else too. Possibly as a predictor for our futures endeavours, on page 21, second place in the junior section of the 1969 speech contest. So our guest speaker, Dr. Ben Reingeld, welcome. I never taught Ben, I taught his brother Hayden, who was our guest speaker in 2014. But I've got to say a big thank you, Ben, who was only asked on Tuesday this week to be our guest speaker. We got a last minute cancellation of someone else, and then and Ben decided to come for us. And I've got to repeat this comment that Butch Rothman, because Butch was the one liaising, trying to get Ben into the school here, and I've got to repeat this comment that when Mr. Rothman said, successful people will always find a way to make things happen, to say yes to requests and to get things done. So thanks again, Ben. Thank you for being here. Thank the many sponsors who've kindly donated this evening for our awards, both big and small. Thank you very much. These awards don't happen without your kind support. I thank the Board of Trustees members for their work over the past year. Graham Dewhurst, our board chair, and thank you very much, Graham. He's an awesome guy. He's been there all the way through. I was appointed principal right up to now. He's a guy that I trust immensely, and thank you, Graham. Our parent reps, Barney Tiao, Angela Treadaway, our staff rep, Andrew Faya, and our student reps, Tejana Tude and Madison Treadaway Hale. An incredibly supportive board, which has always affirmed the position I've taken on raising student achievement. And I thank the staff for their hard work in supporting that drive. Senior prize giving is a time of celebration, but it's also a time of sadness as we farewell our Year 13 students. I thank our Year 13 students for their contributions to Tokoro High School. Most of them have been here over 5 years. I thank our 2018 head students, Tahaina, Rico, Tejana and Hawe for your student leadership, and also all that you each have done individually as well as collectively for our school. I thank our prefects and other student leaders within our school. there have been some special students out there, and sometimes, you know, they're not here getting awards, and sometimes we don't see them. And I came across one today, and towards the end of the day, and I was dealing with sort of several issues at once, and sometimes, you know, it sort of gets to you, when you're trying to, one by itself, but when you've got several coming at you, and then you start questioning your own ability, which is what I did. I started walking around and started questioning why, you know, maybe I've done my time. Maybe I need to move on, maybe there's other things. So and I started questioning that, and then one of these students, he comes up to me, and he managed to brighten up my day. So to Roman, I appreciated your gift today, and I appreciated the words you said to me. You put things in perspective for me, so thank you, Roman. Later on in our prize giving, we're going to have the head student selections for next year. The head student. I've just got to say out there, every year when they pick the head students, and parents come up to me and they thank me for picking the head students, but it's like, I've got to say, it's a democratic process, like the election of our MP, the election of our mayor. It's on the student votes. It's always on the student votes, so whoever gets the most number of votes becomes the head students. If there's a close one, then we'll look at the teachers' votes, we'll look at how they're interviewed, we'll look at academic results, we'll look at other things, if it's a close vote. But it is the student votes that selects that. So I'll take the thank you in advance, but thank the students. I want to make special mention to the memory of Carl Hakarea Senior, or Wepa he was known. He passed away in August after a long illness. Carl and I first met at Forest View in late 1997 and taught together until 2001. One of my most enduring memories of him during those times is that after the school had closed and all staff had left for their Christmas holidays, the two of us would continue to work planning for the next year. Then always at 4 p.m. on the 31st of December, he would seek me out of school and say, "That's it, Chief. Well, that's it, mate. Let's knock off for the year. Happy New Year." A special memory of you, my friend, Carl Hakarea Senior. Hei mau maharatanga of this. Mrs. Crate. You got that half-hour speech. Began here as Deputy Principal in 2005 when Ben, our guest speaker, was head boy. For the past 9 years, we've worked closely together in the senior leadership team. I was really fortunate in that during my time as principal, I had 4 people who had been school principals. Remembering that I came straight from PE. I came straight out of the PE department, straight up here, with no experience at all up here. So I was lucky I had 4 people. Mr. Rothman, Mrs. Hainsworth, Mrs. Evans, our guidance counsellor, and Mrs. Craig. A no-nonsense leader who was incredibly strong at dealing with difficult situations and dealing to difficult people. One of the foremen in our construction here at school recounted how he was a student at Melville High and that there was always absolute silence during the school assemblies because all the students were afraid of Mrs. Craig. That didn't happen with their next principal. She was due to retire this year in June, and had the rest of the year planned out for her, including an overseas holiday, but I asked her if she could stay on and to help us out, and I was so lucky that she did. And I really want to thank you publicly for that. You've made the decision to move on and decided to help us out. And I see that other fellow sitting down there too, because he's also helping us out too. He retired at the end of April, but he's still doing some work up here. Thank you, Mr. Mrs. Craig has been the organiser of our senior prize giving each year, and I'll ask her to come forward and say a few words, please. No reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.
We've been fighting over this for the last fortnight. Willie keeps saying you're talking and I'm saying I'm not. Yesterday I said to him, you're doing this and I'm doing that. Anyway, I will say something. It's hard to believe that this will be my last ever senior prize giving. I'm going to start another chapter in my life. I'm excited about it. But it's hard to think of my life without getting up every day and coming to school every day. I went to school, I did 2 years training, and I've been back at school ever since, being ruled by bells and interacting with teenagers. There's something about teenagers that fascinates me. Always have, always will. The way they think, the way they act, their self-belief, the way they think we don't understand them. They forget. I was a teenager not that long ago. I can still remember what I did and didn't want anyone to know about. I love seeing them come in as shy year 9s and leaving school 5 years later as confident, self-assured young adults ready to play their part in society. I'm lucky. I've never regretted my decision to become a teacher. In fact, if I was telling the truth, it wasn't my decision. I was bulldozed into filling out the application form by my accounting teacher. But on reflection, it was the absolute right thing for me to do. I've had a great career. I've taught in some fabulous parts of New Zealand, and I've been at Tokoroa High for the last 13 years. I've loved teaching here. I know the students think I'm a nag at times, and I make no apologies for that, as I firmly believe you can all achieve. You just need to do the hard work and believe in yourself. I need to acknowledge the board and Mr. Ford for their hard work and for giving me the opportunity to come and be part of the school. I've enjoyed watching the school grow and being part of it. However, all good things have to come to an end, and it is time for me to move on to the next chapter of my life. I want to do more travelling, climb more mountains, spend time with my children and grandchildren. But most of all, I'm going to enjoy, on the 1st of February next year, not setting the alarm and not having my day ruled by bells. So in closing, I just want to encourage all students to aim high at all times, have pride in yourself and what you do, set goals and focus on them, and don't let anyone tell me or tell you that you can't do it. I'm telling you you can. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't. Go for it. Fly your nest now, but never forget where your roots are. Be proud to say you come from Tokoroa. God bless you. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.